much. That's the sidecar. That's so dope. That threw me so off. That is awesome. The guy had a full sidecar. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes, Juneteenth. It is a day of celebration. And in my philosophical mind, I was thinking about obviously freedom and slavery and all that stuff, and how much like today we are slave to our desires. I'm desiring to go fast right now. That's what I'm desiring. But I was thinking about how like to be in a state of desiring something, you set yourself up to be unhappy already because you're focused on your lack, like that you don't have something. And I think a lot of people live in that like perpetual state of desire where they constantly want something and they convince themselves that they'll get that once they get it, you know, they'll be happy. And that's not the case. They get it, you know, we all know, you get the thing that you've been waiting for and you're excited for 2 days and then you're back to where you were before, desiring again. And it's like, it's not that you not having something was the problem, it was that you desiring something that you didn't have was the actual problem. Crazy. Anyways, I don't think desires are bad by any stretch of the imagination. What I do think is bad is desiring to the point of like being ungrateful. When you're so focused on what you don't have that you end up becoming miserable because you're constantly in a state of wanting. And that's like, bro, that is like a horrible place to be. Absolutely horrible. Not to say that I've like, you know, figured it all out. I definitely find myself there quite often, if we're being honest. You know, we want a bigger bike, we want more money, we want a pickup truck, or I don't know, want a certain type of food. You're constantly jumping from desire to desire. I think part of what being on a much bigger bike, and this relates to what we're talking about, but part of what being on a bigger bike has taught me already. I know it's only been like a couple weeks, but bro, like I have access to the power all the time, like all the time. But even when I have the ability to fulfill my desire for speed, there's not always like a place for it, you know. There's a time for me to rip it a little bit, but howdy. There's a time, right? There's a time for me to rip it, but if I'm doing that all the time, it's not fun. I mean, well, it probably would be fun, but it's kind of selfish. It's selfish, number one, because it puts me at danger, and you know, I could really hurt myself or kill myself if I'm, you know, riding full throttle everywhere I go. and that's not fair to the people I love. And I think it's the same thing with desires. Like, if you're constantly fulfilling your desires, I don't think that you would be happy. Like, obviously it'd be fun in the beginning. You'd be like, oh shoot, like, I want to do this, I go do it. But I think that's why, like, when you look at the suicide rate of like rich kids, it's like an epidemic. Like, they have the rates of depression and anxiety and all that stuff is like, does not get better when you just have more money. It gets worse, actually. I think that has a lot to do with people not being present. They're just constantly in a state of desire, but then they also have the means to fulfill that desire, and so it shows them all the time how, what am I trying to say? Like, how trivial, how carnal their desires actually are. Just giving it to your flesh constantly. This is vibes. The funny thing is, I went out earlier too, and it was cloudy. It was like way overcast, and I had a fun ride. But I got home, did some schoolwork, then went grocery shopping, and I was like, dang, I don't really want to go back out, but it's nice out. This is familiar. Remember, this is where we ended on our group ride. I was very freaked out by this horse farm up here. I'm a city boy. Oh, no horses today. We made it. Let's take a look at her. You guys, this is one of the this is one of the best decisions I've made. That's for sure. Took a pretty penny out of my wallet, but I love her. Alrighty. Take care of yourself. Peace!